All right, guys. Welcome to the best damn show in crypto. That is, Ronin, that's the new intro. That's what we're doing every
No,
time. Best damn show in crypto. What's going on, Ronin? Can't wait to get to the news this week.
I know, man. There's been so much going on, and I feel like we're getting used to in the NFT and crypto land. Like things are happening like right up to the minute of the show going live, right? Like right before we go live, we're like, oh crap, we got to update our show notes because more stuff is happening. It's crazy, dude, how fast things just flow in this scene.
Yeah, we have so much breaking news actually that just dropped this morning. I know you were part of a pack launch that we are going to get to here in a second. We got the Uniswap stimulus. Everyone wants it's literally taken over the industry and kind of the Twitter waves, and I'm sure every other social media platform. We have that
Right.
Uniswap stimulus, man. That's something we're going to touch on really quick as well. So, what else is going on this week, man? I know we have a ton to get to, but what are you most excited for? And welcome into everybody that's into NFTLive for sure.
Yeah, first off, thanks to everybody who's dropped in. Thank you guys to whoever is hanging out with us in chat. As far as like what's going on this week, man, there's so much going on. Obviously, Uniswap. There was another Rari drop. Whale, and this is updated about 30, 45 minutes ago. Whale hits the top 200 tokens on CoinGecko,
Mm.
which that's huge, man. I mean, it's a personal token, right? So much going on, dude. There's a lot to talk about. And then my favorite topic, I think, is the don't buy meme.
Yeah, don't buy meme. I got these guys. I showed them. We got some don't buy meme guys in the channel. I'm sure of it. I dropped that in the Telegram a second ago. So
Very
yeah,
cool.
I've been working on my shill game for don't buy meme. Of course, as you know, you don't buy meme. Make sure you understand that's rule number one and rule number all the way to 100. So guys, we do have a lot to get to. Whale is something that we'll touch on. So welcome in. We got about 14 of you guys. Let's give a couple shout outs here. We've got Brandon in the chat, Mike Scott, Martin Brewer. We've got Scott Harris Firestone and Bruno in the chat. So a bunch of lads in the chat. We appreciate
What's
you guys
going on,
showing up
guys?
early. Yeah. So let me pull it up on my screen, guys. Kind of the thing that hit today, right? Or like I guess last night. We've got that
Mhm.
Uniswap listing their token. So basically, they launched this without anyone knowing. I know Sushi Swap was a big thing where they kind of forked Uniswap and added their governance token there, and a ton of liquidity moved to that platform. And you had Hayden kind of lashing out a little bit on them doing this, and you just back and forth a lot. But overnight, man, he became the coolest guy in crypto. And because honestly, if you used and right when it hit, I think it was like 30 minutes. We were on the pre-production meeting. I was telling you in Buffalo, hey guys, go to Uniswap right now, claim your Uni tokens. If you've ever interacted with Uniswap, you get $400, which at current rate, let me see if I can pull this up on CoinGecko, is I believe about $1,500.
Wow.
So that
So
happened.
it even went up since last night. Yeah, and then obviously everybody who has any toe in crypto understands what it did last night to gas prices, right? We're
Mhm.
still seeing crippling gas prices thanks to this token drop, which is to me mind blowing.
Mhm. Yeah, definitely. So basically the way it works, I'm not going to get deep into the token economics here, but basically if you were I guess I guess if you had used the platform, you obviously got these 400 like initial 400 drops. So guys who used multiple wallets to interact with Uniswap, you had a nice payday. Also people who were providing liquidity, so LPs got a bunch more. So a lot of people I saw one guy had like 150,000 Uniswap. So there's a lot to unpack here. I don't want to spend too much of the time because we do have so much news to get to, but it's hard
Yeah,
not to get I'm an emotional guy. And it's hard not to get a little emotional on what this means for some people. You know, like one of the
yeah.
things I want to get your take here in a second. I'll step off the box, but I mean, imagine being in like a small town, like interacting, especially in the NFT space. Like NFTs are low volume or low value transactions. So you're interacting with something like Axie Infinity. They had that story where the Filipino town was interacting with it. Imagine doing like $5 worth of transactions in this town because that's you're a low income individual, and then you get a $1,500 like stimulus. Man, that
Drop in your
is
wallet.
changing.
That's crazy. And I think that like that actually I hope that whoever wrote that article ends up going back to that town because from what I understand, like Axie Infinity players are some of the community members who got the most kickback, because I guess like they create multiple wallets to be able to like use Uniswap in some way or form. So like some of the people
Wow.
who grabbed like that much uni are like some of the big Axie players. So I imagine like that'll be a fun story to follow, and I think that like to obviously see how crypto and
Mhm.
NFTs are changing lives every day, whether that's the art space, the collectibles, is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, we had Mike Scott in here calling it universal basic income, which is which is definitely a good one. NFT specifically, man, like you just said, like you have people who in DeFi are more, high. Usually, they're kind of the more high income individuals. You have a lot of like larger entities. You have people with a lot of money. NFTs, you have people across the entire that span the entire gamut, right? And the fact that they got that drop, and it was just unannounced, it just happened. Amazing stuff. So let us know in the chat, man. What are you guys spending your Uniswap stimulus package on? What NFTs are you getting with this Uni stimulus? So that's pretty much it, guys. That
I'm on a,
as far as
so
the go ahead.
I was just going to catch up on some of those comments. So Scott Harris says he's on a road trip. He had no idea that happened, so he can't even claim his tokens. Then there's also Benjamin said that the providing liquidity uni has a 0.15% HRP. What does that mean? Hourly yield percentage.
Yeah, it looks like yeah. If you
You're seeing
provide
it.
liquidity, you're getting a much more like percentage than somebody that was just interacting and swapping tokens.
Okay.
So definitely like,
Okay.
and I believe
I
some
thought.
LPs specifically like paid out harder than others. I know like the SNX LP was definitely like paying out some. I don't get that deep in it though. So
Nice, very cool, very cool. Yeah, I think that the most wholesome like part of this entire thing was that they also included everyone who had ever tried
mhm.
to make a transaction through Uniswap and the transaction ultimately failed. So they said that there was 12,000 wallets that had tried, only ever tried and had failed transactions. So they didn't even actually pay into that
Mm,
that ecosystem, yet they were rewarded. And
yep.
the announcement said something like "Love you guys," and I thought that was really cool. I think that obviously this happening and it happening recently with the Rari, the guys over at Whale, anyone who got into Whale early. You're seeing a huge pump. Like we said, part of the top stories today is the fact that they broke top 200 tokens on
Mhm.
CoinGecko. So to see this so often is really really cool, and to just see how much power is there in the
Mhm.
space is going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, for those of us that have been around in the ICO space, you kind of were having the same model where, and I don't mean to connect the two too much, but follow me here. You were getting a token before a product was launched, and in DeFi you kind of were getting that as well. But this is interesting because you had a product that was launched, and then you added the token on the back end, which is a
Right.
model that we haven't really seen up to this point, and it's a really really cool thing. I don't want to spend again so much to talk about. We got some meme guys in the chat saying don't buy meme. I just want to point one thing out before we get started, Ronan. Our all-time high for a non-sale episode, I believe, is 31. But for a sale episode, we like blew
Okay.
that crap out of the water. So, and
Yeah.
this isn't including the whale guys on Discord. So, just want to throw that out there.
Right. Yep. Yep. Definitely. Very cool, man. I think that like we'll continue to see like that number go up. Like I think that obviously we've got a lot of cool stuff coming to NFTLive. We got a lot of plans for all the lads that come in regularly,
Mm-hmm.
and then we've got a lot going on with the community. We're reaching out. We're making some really cool connections. Some stuff brewing that I'm really excited about, man. So obviously for everybody who's here now, thank you guys so much, all 22 of you in YouTube. Everyone who is also over on Whale. We appreciate you guys very much, and all the support
Mm-hmm.
we see on Twitter and all over freaking Telegram and everywhere, man.
Yeah, man. And speaking of community, guys, we have Layer One. We have this content channel. NFTLive obviously is within that umbrella. So we've got interviews, we've got TA, we've got NFTs, we've got a bunch of stuff that's going on. And NFTLive is certainly going to be a flagship going forward. We have the lads community here that has been with us from the beginning and constantly growing. But we did add a team member this week officially. We put out the blog post. I want to pull it up on my screen now, and then we're going to bring the man, the myth, the legend in himself, Crypto Buffalo. So we announced this, and then I'll let him kind of come on screen and talk a little bit about NFTs as well. But he's the man behind the scenes. He's going to come on as head of production for us. So shout out Crypto Buffalo. What's going on,
Yeah,
man?
man, super excited to have crypto on the team.
Good to be here, fellas. Third week with you guys. Third time in a row I didn't eat any breakfast and chugged a bunch of coffee, so I'm feeling it right now. If you could scroll up real quick, that picture of me, man. Oh, I miss it when my beard was down here. That's when I was on a farm in Georgia. I was miles away from anybody else. I was taking care of ponies and herding cats, no joke. And I literally had the best internet I've ever had too, which was just crazy. And I just went down the rabbit's hole of crypto. And that's essentially when I first started my crypto show, Crypto Buffalo. And yeah, man, it is very good to be here with you guys. I'm looking forward to the show. I was going to do a piece on Vulcanverse. I might talk about that a little bit today if we have time. If not, next week I'll do a feature on that. But you guys, this week, man, we got some stuff to talk about. So thank you guys for letting me be on board with this. And yeah, I'm gonna let you guys take it from here, man. Appreciate this.
Absolutely, man. Thank you so much for like coming on, reaching out to us, and being part of this, man. If you guys have been around since the beginning of the show, when it was just Q, you can see that it's been updated quite significantly over the last 2 months. And I think that you guys can appreciate that we're working on this daily and we're bringing you top-notch content and production value. So I do want to go ahead and shout out to chat once again. Randy Ortiz, we got another Randy. What's good, brother, man? Thank you so much for dropping in. Randy does some amazing crypto art, man. Mike Scott, he said took 50% of his uni out to stack some ETH, and then he's keeping the other 50 to has a moon bag. Yeah, I think that's a solid strategy. Like, what did you mention? Like, I don't know. Did you want to talk about what you did with your uni?
Yeah, so I'm on the stuck in the meme pool vesting period here. So literally, I'm in line to claim my Uniswap still. I probably wouldn't have sold, but obviously, if I don't have the Uniswap anyways, I am not selling. So I'm literally stuck in line. I think my gas was set at the time at like 100 Gwei, and now it's like at 700. So there's no chance anytime soon I'm getting my uni. But honestly, I'm not looking to sell it anyways. I think it's got a bright future and can be a top 5 cryptocurrency token. That being said, not investment advice.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Bruce the Goose, he's also a crypto artist. Did y'all see that Engine is launching annual NFT awards, like the Grammys for NFTs? I did not see that. Did you see that news, crypto?
I did not see that, man. I really like
Okay.
the idea. I think
Yeah.
having all of these events, yeah, I love it.
I think somebody's got to like take that role, right? Like, I think there's a lot of different things that are going to come down the pipeline as far as NFTs and just like, I mean, I can see conferences, I can see, virtual get-togethers, weekly events. Obviously, the work in progress guys, Jimmy and his team over there are doing amazing work with work in progress.
Hmm.
And that's a weekly crypto voxels meeting that they do, man. So there's a lot of space here to be filled, and I think there's a lot of really talented people. So Engine taking the reins on filling the awards
Yep.
niche,
And
right?
guys, I just want to point out here, we just hit our all time high. We were at 31. So all time high
Oh
for a non sale
yeah, man.
episode is 31. We just passed that. Yeah, they're bringing Buffalo. Awesome, man. Yeah, I
Very
cannot.
cool,
I
man.
cannot.
Thank you
I
guys so
cannot.
much.
Yeah, man, I cannot wait for the day where NFT conferences come back. We're going to be the first
Yes,
ones there. Ronan's going to be the star of the
absolutely.
show at these NFT conferences, man. So great to have everybody in. Great to have
Yeah,
everybody in.
man. Thank you guys for
Yeah,
joining. So let's. I know we got other stuff to talk about, right? We have a few things to talk about. We did talk to Randy just a minute ago, but I did. We want to chat about like, did you have any like big pickups? I know that you got into meme. Let's do this. How about I share what I picked up this week first, and then we
100%.
can go into what you're doing with Don't Buy Me. Does that sound good?
100%.
All
Let's
right,
do it.
cool. So this week, I'm really proud of this, man, because I feel like I've been wanting to like really get into like the art side of things, and I just really haven't been had the opportunity to dive in. And thankfully, I was one of those people who was lucky enough to get a Rari drop, and
Mhm.
so I turned that around and I flipped it and I picked up a couple of pieces that I'm really proud of. So I don't know. Actually, I swapped screens by accident. Yeah. Okay. So um, one I do want to point out, this is actually Randy in chat, Randy Ortiz, WG Meets. This piece is dope. Now this is cool, right? It's a skull. He's got the blood, and that's really awesome and whatnot. People have done that, right? But this is my favorite part of this NFT. It's actually a 3D model, which is really, really cool, man. Like what you can
Yeah,
do
that's
with
dope.
NFTs is just I mean limitless, right? So that's one of the pickups I got. That was actually gifted to me. Thank you so much, Randy. I really do appreciate that, brother. I picked up this piece by Cult Bits does some of the coolest freaking gifts, I mean, on Rarible. So definitely check him out. This was one that I saw, and it's actually what made me like go to Rari and like say, fuck it, like I'm just gonna buy a couple pieces of art. So I wanted to pick that up. And this is the one I'm probably most proud of. And I won't go like into a zoom. I don't want to get in trouble with YouTube, but this one is actually a piece by Kitty Bass, and or Base. I'm not sure how she says it. I'm so sorry if I murdered it, but she's a crypto artist, and this was actually her first piece on the platform. So those are my pickups for this week.
Very
I'm really
nice,
excited
man.
about that, man.
So from like a collector's perspective, from an art perspective, how much is it aesthetics and like how much of it is the actual reputation of the artist? We've talked about this for a while. I'm not
Yep.
initiated. I think I have barely any art whatsoever. I'm more of an asset collector as far as NFTs are concerned, although art is an asset, but you get my meaning. What exactly do you look for when we're kind of looking for art here?
For me, it's definitely I would say it's 40% aesthetic and 50% like the artist, and then 10% just like what people feel about them, right? Like what I see on social. Like if I think that our artist has like a really good background, if I think that they're like legitimately good people, right? Like that's a term I got from my dad. If they're generally good people, I think that like it makes me want to help them and support them. And then obviously the Kitty Bass was a pickup because I saw profit in that. Like I think that one, it's a really dope piece, right? So I'm glad to put it up and show it whenever I have the ability to, and someone gives me a really cool way of showing my art, I will be doing that. But yeah, I also saw the opportunity to turn a profit. It's her first piece. She sells art regularly on other platforms for a few ETH. So I think immediately after this sold out, the first one resold on the secondary for 1 ETH, and then the second one sold for 1.88. So I added a little bit on top because I don't really want it to go easily. I don't want to just let it go, and I also feel like it's worth the value. So that's kind of how I collect, man. And I put that I kind of just put my heart into it at the same time. So.
I love that, man. I love how you connect with the artists on Twitter, and crypto allows for that. I think more so like than any other kind of medium as far as art is concerned. Like I see you commenting and kind of interacting with the artist when you purchase that art. So it's like it is like let's not get too emotional again because we've already done it with the uni drop. But yeah, it's really cool. Speaking of kind of artists and speaking of good people, because we're both from the South, so we do say that quite frequently. We've got. I want to highlight my buddy here. I've got to pull it up on my screen. Revisor.eth. I originally met this guy in Crypto Voxels. Okay, so I like randomly purchased a Crypto Voxels estate. I think it was in Junkyard District, and this guy was right next to it. He was super accommodating. We were neighbors essentially, and he really and I don't want to go too far into this. Let me see if I can pull up some of his art by chance. But this is why I'm bringing it up. We have the ability now with our social token. So I know you spoke about Whale's social token. We got Whale's community kind of watching us here. But we also have a social token ourselves that allows our community to kind of interact in the same way Whale does. And they earn it through engaging in content like we are here on on layer one and like they're doing in the chat right now. So we have this LADS token, and as we continue to evolve with this LADS token, we're going to find different utility. And one of the really cool things, and I talked with a revisor about this, so I'm going to it's kind of breaking news here. He's going to allow us to have auctions of his items with LADS token. So that is kind of breaking news here. We haven't really fleshed out the details, but as we move forward, we're going to have that ability to work with Revisor, and I'm certain Ronin has a bunch of different contacts we can use as well that will come on to the channel, and you can purchase art with LADS, and that is a huge momentous occasion for us here at Layer One. So I just want to get that out.
Very, very cool, man. And Revisor, obviously, thank you for doing that for the community. I think there's a lot of that to come. I think that, it's exciting, man. It really is super exciting what you can do in this space. And I think that we're trying to like really be ahead of like the game. And I think that we got a lot of fun stuff coming for everybody who watches.
100%, man. So definitely a shout out to Revisor there. And then shout out to, I'll let Ronin get to the comments here in a second, but shout out to the meme guys. So I know that before I jumped into that Revisor, it was all about meme. First rule before we hop into this platform here, you don't buy meme. That's 100% the first rule, only rule. First rule of don't buy meme is don't buy meme. So I want to get that out of the way. Guys, this is a huge, if you're in the NFT space, you don't know about meme, other than the token appreciation, which is obviously really cool, the actual mechanic of what they have on their platform is amazing. And I'll let Ronin kind of jump into this too, because he was super excited once I started breaking it down. But you can buy meme on Uniswap, certainly not now. Because the damn fees, but you can buy meme on Uniswap. You can stake meme. 5 meme are staked per account, and then that allows you to, I guess, start to farm in the same way that you have the DeFi yield farming going on. You farm pineapples. Pineapples are non-transferable. They're in-game currency essentially, or in-platform currency. So they have no value other than what they allow you to do. And what they allow you to do is mint NFTs. And we talked about this on Monday at Layer 1 Live before everyone kind of picked up on it. So if you're a lad and you caught that meme pump, it's great for you.
You're welcome.
and yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm not going to say that.
Cute likes it.
Yeah. So what we have here is, and I have 3 separate accounts farming this stuff. You essentially can get pineapples, and you can mint these different rare cards. And what's really cool about this mechanic, and I kind of broke it down, and that's when you kind of find like the light bulb, you kind of felt it click, at least when I was on the call with you, was it allows only individuals who are staked in your platform, who have a skin in the game on your platform, to have access to NFTs. That's amazing.
Dude, it's so smart, man. Like, I just, like, when you brought it up in the conversation, I was like, oh, okay, here we go. Here's more DeFi, like, stuff that, like, I'm not going to understand. And then you broke it down and you're like, look, check this out. Like, and then you broke it down to something that I connect with, right? So, like, I understand NFTs, I understand their inherent value. I understand what makes them valuable, right? And what makes them interesting and fun to collect. So to tie in that DeFi, side of things where you're staking and you're being rewarded for the staking, and then only that currency can be used to purchase the art, it just makes so much sense to me, man. And that's like a platform that I instantly was like, I want to do this, right? And unfortunately, I did go on a little bit of a buying spree. So I'm like, give me my Rari, so I can get into Don't Buy Meme, because I think it's excellent, man. I think it just makes so much sense. I think this is where NFTs are naturally going to go. I saw a tweet, people like to just, go against the grain, right? We've seen that. People like to say things like, you don't need this, tokenomics to have a NFT that's successful. And while that's 100% true, if you don't have a fun tokenomic behind it, then you better have something that's going to bring the value. You better have excellent art. You better have a story. You better have a community that's biting at the freaking bit to get their hands on some special NFTs that you guys are going to produce. Holy crap, Mike Scott, thank you so much, man. Do it for the memes. $20, dude. Love the lads community and the alpha y'all bring. We appreciate that, brother. Thank you so much.
Mike Scott, damn. Go ahead. Sorry, yep. I gotta shout out him too.
Yeah. So anybody who's like hanging out, anybody who's here, like I just think it's worth your time to like look at the project, check it out. If you like NFTs, if you like art, if you like the idea of investing in a platform where you're going to be rewarded for staking, right? Then this is a project I think that's really gonna be worth watching.
This is kind of giving NFT enthusiasts their first look at why DeFi has found product market fit, right? Like and the really cool thing is that you actually have a tangible thing that you're farming. Because I think that's where the disconnect is between the NFT and the DeFi community. The DeFi community kind of sees these you can almost call them worthless tokens as far as value is concerned. All the value that is in there is based on, whatever people think that it's worth. But when you are farming physical NFTs or the ability to mint these NFTs, I think that clicks with NFT people, and this will
Absolutely.
100% move to OpenSea. It will 100% move to Rari. You will see forks of meme. We were talking about that yesterday. What stops somebody from forking this, making quote unquote better NFTs? Although I don't know how you get better NFTs than what they've got going on. I really like the theme that they're playing on here. But someone will attempt to fork this and start their own NFTs and say, hey, look, I'm making these better NFTs. Come on over here, stake my token. 100% going to happen. But love what Don't Buy Meme is doing. And one more thing before I get off, that Telegram community is literally hilarious. Like, I love that Telegram community.
I bet, dude. That's what like makes like these types of internet like upstart like projects so much fun, is that like people just want to have fun, right? Like, and we're all, especially now, like with everything going on in the world, like people are stuck inside. People are just trying to find entertainment in whatever they can, and some of us are in an opportunity, and we're in a very good opportunity. We should be thankful for that, to be able to throw some money around and play with it and see like how much fun we can have, right? So I think Don't Buy Meme is fun. I think it makes sense. It gives you a real product that is worth investing in, and I think that there are going to be some really cool things if they continue to like really back it and like really put forth like the community management and building and really fostering that community. Dude, it's going to be a big one, 100%. And for the record, we just hit a new all-time high, 37. Thank you guys so much for joining in today. We appreciate it.
Yeah, we're going to bring Buffalo here in a second to talk about Vechain too, because they're doing some really cool things with NFTs. But yeah, shout out Mike Scott. Shout out to all you guys in the channel. Shout out to all the meme guys. You guys are absolutely killing it. So the way that I want to get into the game theory real quick before we move on. But the way that I'm actually doing this is I'm farming with three separate wallets. One wallet will literally never, I think, buy an NFT or mint an NFT until it's like, has 1,000 pineapple and one day they drop like the rarest shit ever. Because again, it is a time-based mechanic here. So that so if a whale and me get in at the same time, we have the same chance. And if a whale, and I mean like a whale in the pockets, not whale himself, shout out whale shark. If he does buy that, then he goes back to 0 pineapples. So there's a time mechanic that leads itself to kind of a more plutocratic method there. But so this is what I wanted to yeah, this is what I wanted to get from you and kind of the discussion I want to have, because there is a game theory here of actually forking the token, because the meme token is at $3 or $343, not $3. It almost becomes prohibitively expensive at some point for some people to get in, right? And actually start to mine at a certain rate. So it could be that somebody forks it and it's like, here's a cheaper meme, right? What do you think about that?
I think it's going to happen. I think it's going to happen a lot faster than you think. I would not be surprised if somebody is literally writing up the contract right now for one of their communities that has a fifth of the attention at the moment. You know what I mean? Or no attention at all. I would not be surprised if we see that popping up left and right. I think it's a cool mechanic, and I think it makes sense. And I think that like it's designed, like you said, to kind of almost put people on a level playing field. Like obviously, a whale can go and create limitless, accounts, or they can even hire somebody to do that kind of thing for them. But at the end of the day, like you still can only have the currency in one account. And so therefore you can't sell your pineapple or transfer your pineapple. And so you can't take 5 accounts and pull all that together and all of a sudden like control everything, right? Like that's a problem when you have these other economies, right? Like somebody can literally go in and have like a bag of money and buy up all the liquidity or whatever. So I think it makes sense. And I think it's cool, and I think I can't wait to see what the next project is that is probably like maybe a third of that price, and then I will be jumping full in.
Yeah, I love Ronin has a real affinity for creating communities, and one of the really cool game theory portions when you fork a token and fork an idea is you can't fork the community. And these guys have already been shouted out by Andre Cronje, who's obviously like DeFi Jesus. So they have that clout. And so can they use that to build that moat of like saying, hey, you can fork us, but we're always going to be the dopest
We're the OG.
NFT. Exactly.
We're the OG. I feel it. They're trying to get on that NFTLive level. You know what I mean? Brawl
Love that, man.
Strangers. He says meme is doing great, but I'm gonna check out the other projects. Brawl, if you've got some projects like you want to shout out, man, I'd be glad to we'd love to riff on something, and see what you've got to share with the community as well. But
Awesome.
beyond that, where do we want to hit next? We ended up kind of jumping around a little because of all the breaking news today.
Yeah. Randy, do you want to come in now, or do you want to talk about your Vechain pickups, or do you want to do that later in the episode?
I can do it now real quick, just to let people know. First of all, hopefully the stream is going for you guys. If you have any issues, shoot a comment on Twitter or YouTube. I'm watching those and putting your guys' comments on. So if
on Twitter?
audio level isn't good, anything like that, let me know. We're adjusting on the fly for all that. So I appreciate that feedback you guys are giving us real time, because we're definitely trying to do some cool things here. Yeah, let me bring up something here, guys, because some interesting news going on here. This is Vulcanverse. So y'all know the sandbox, Decentraland, crypto voxels. Well, we have Vulcanverse coming to the Vechain mainnet. Now, if you are a Vechain holder and you are an X node holder or an economy node holder, you get first dibs on the land that they are going to start selling September 30th through the 1st of October. Now, this is, of course, as you guys know, when metaverses come out, those first land sales are key. I mean, in the middle there, you've got Vulcan City, and I believe that hopefully people could have access to trying to get some of those. So I am going to be purchasing land for multiple projects, including NFTLive is going to have some land there. I'm going to be covering and documenting the sale, covering what the metaverse is all about, how it differentiates from other metaverses, and just wanted to let you guys know, if you are holding Vechain and you are a node holder, sign up, go to vulcanverse.com and sign up for the pre-sale, because you are going to be the first ones in line to get land in Vulcanverse. And this is it's more of a kind of World of Warcraft type world, a little bit different than the sandbox or Decentraland and that aspect. And I'm still learning daily as they release more information about it, but I'm a huge Vechain fan, and this is the first metaverse on the Vechain Thor mainnet. So check it out, guys. More information in the coming weeks. I'll be putting a video together about it, but just wanted to give you guys a shout out today, Vulcanverse, and all of my Vechain fanatics like myself. So that's what I got for you guys today. More to come.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah! This gave me an initial. It gave me a RuneScape feel, right? Like the map itself actually like has that feel of RuneScape, and kind of the way where it has like different sections where you have like different basically landscape. Man, I really like the idea here, and kind of using that mythology mindset too. Like that's a really cool product there. I can't wait to see this kind of come to fruition a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah,
we call those
I'm excited.
Yeah, no, I think that it's a really interesting project. I think that, again, not investment advice, but I do think that anytime there is a new metaverse, land is a pretty solid, option to look at. And I think that, obviously you want to make sure that the land that you're buying is going to be an ecosystem in a metaverse that has a long-term plan, which I feel like everything I've read on this one does. So I definitely think it's something worth checking out.
100%,
really cool.
man. Yeah, Randy, we appreciate you stopping by and hopping on there and kind of doing that for us and explaining Vechain and the Vulcanverse there. That's awesome.
For sure. My pleasure, guys.
Awesome. Okay, so this is what we're going to do next. It took us 45 minutes, but we're actually going to get to the breaking news. Well, we have two sales, one on Nifty and one on Wax, and two separate kind of situations. So take us through what actually is going on, Ronin. You have personal experience in this.
Yep. So we'll go with like the first one, the short one, the kind of touch it real quick and get it out there. Nifty Gateway. I'm starting to really believe that maybe we're just not meant to be. So I totally 100% planned on picking up an Olive Allen piece today. They're doing the Nifty Gateway collection. It was the Furbies, right? And they had like variable Furbies, but then they've got like 3 that are Supreme And I think Supreme is like a dope brand. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take one shot at this. I'm gonna go back to Nifty. I'm getting my Nifty. I'm gonna get my first Nifty today. And then this morning, they announced that they can't mint the tokens because of the extremely high gas prices. And unfortunately, they were able to get to mint all of the other ones that are launching tonight. So if you were looking forward to one of the other artists, because there's excellent artists across the board at Nifty Gateway. But if you were looking at one of those are still dropping. Unfortunately, though, the one I was looking forward to and the one that I was going to buy into, Olive Allen, is not going to be dropping today. So that's kind of the first big breaking news that actually happened about an hour and a half before we went live. And then the Dark Country launch. So I don't know how many guys, I know a lot of our viewers are Wax viewers. So if you guys have experience with this drop today, definitely let me know. Jump in chat. Let us know like what's been going on, what the most recent update is. But as of about an hour and a half ago, I still was unable to claim my items that I purchased. So let me pull up right now for you guys real quick.
Can't have a wax sale without some type of fuck up.
You know, and at the end of the day, like it's kind of like, okay, let me just expect it at this point, right? But you shouldn't, right? That should not be like where our heads at when it comes to any experience. So in my opinion, I think Wax really needs to dial it in with these big drops, and they need to take a little more ownership over these little projects. And do a little more control with just how they're being handled, how they're going out. The unpacker, from what I understand, the unpacker is being handled by this company themselves, the people who are doing the Dark Country. So unfortunately, I actually we have Buffalo, if you want to roll that video. So this was my experience this morning. I find out that there's Dark Country is launching today. I hop on to Wax literally 5 minutes before it goes live. I look into the project. I think the art is really dope, right? So I'm like, this is really cool art. I look at their roadmap. They've got a really good roadmap. They've got multiplayer. They've got land ideas. They've got a lot of really interesting stuff going on. Their heroes have slots. If you guys play Diablo, you're familiar with how slots work. If you roll a hero that has 3 slots, then you've rolled like an ultra rare hero because you can then add excuse me, you can add items. And as you can see here, like it's just failing over and over. In the bottom left, I'm getting that error notice and it's telling me to try again. I try again, it doesn't work. And I did that for a good 15-20 minutes. Obviously this clip isn't that long, it's only about a minute long. But so yeah, so that was the experience, man. And I go in and I'm trying to open pack and it's not working. As of right now, I have no pack. So my pack is gone. And I don't think I have anything to show for it either. I don't think I've been given any cards either. So it's not the best of launches. And look, this isn't easy, right? Like the guys, they're unfortunately having to go through a Twitch live that they had scheduled. So they're out there, they're dealing with the community. So it's not easy to have to launch a product on the blockchain. But ultimately, someone has to take account, right? And I think one of the biggest issues is again, this comes back to community management. Telegram is blowing up for 30 minutes straight after the packs went live, and nobody officially said anything from Dark Country, from Wax. Wax didn't come out and say, hey, our wallet broke. So I think like in the Wax community, in NFTs, I just want to see everybody step up their game when it comes to community communication. I really think, obviously, like you spoke about that, and that's where I'm at. That's where my head's at. I'm out here trying to like foster some really cool, like really passionate communities. And if you want that, like you have to address your community. You know what I mean? Like if the day that we had issues, we said, look, guys, like we've got production issues. We're cutting it, and we're going to come back when we fix it, right? And we sent out a message, hey, we're back in 5. We went live in 5. You just have to communicate. Like people are going to be okay as long as you let them know what the situation is. People are flipping out on Telegram because their stuff disappeared and nobody's telling them what you're going to do about it or that you're looking into it.
That was the really probably with the COGS launch. I know there again, like every Wax launch that we've been a part of, and we've been a part of all of them, minus I think GPK Series 1, literally all of them have had some sort of issue and all on one like spectrum, right? But one of the coolest things about COGS is he literally jumped on NFTLive
Right.
while we were live, and it was like, hey, this is the situation, this is what's going on, and I think the community appreciated it.
100%, 100%. It was one of those situations where like we're sitting here. It had been, I think, probably about 20, 30 minutes into it. Nobody could open packs. We're like, hey, like we don't really know what's going on. And all of a sudden I get a message like, hey mate, if you guys, want, like I can hop on a call right now with you.
Mhm.
So he hopped into Zoom. He had a chat with the community. He said, look, like this is the situation. We don't know. I think with that situation, their only hiccup there, and because I'm looking for immaculate. Okay. Like I don't think it's hard, in my opinion, to continuously keep somebody updating your community. So I think they did break down halfway in, like nobody really knew when it was coming back up for a little while, but at least they got out there in front of it, right? And they were like, we are working on it. Like the dark country guys, unfortunately, I didn't see much. I haven't seen much. I don't know what the situation is. If packs, I don't know if I'm going to get a pack. I don't know. A lot of people are flipping out because obviously mints are being done. So mint number
Yeah.
ones are going out. Bruce the Goose asked in chat, does anyone know a swap ETH to Wax? I use Bittrex. And you can also use KuCoin, KuCoin.com.
Those are sexes, yeah.
Yeah, I don't recommend you leave your anything in KuCoin because they're real kind of shady. But you can go on real quick, use your log in with your wallet, get your wax, and get right back out.
Got it.
We'll catch up. Yeah, do you want to catch up on chat? I've been talking for a minute.
Yeah. No worries, man. So we did have some comments come through. I guess some people were taking part in this dark country sale. I'm gonna read Mike's comment first. It said some of the admins commented they're doing refunds on packs if people want. Sounds like they're going to burn packs that are refunded. Haven't checked for updates and open features yet. There's a couple others I think CERN is saying they're selling cheaper on secondary markets already. And Choina said that the team said they're working on making it right. They will reset and go again. If you need a pack, give me your wax address, Ronin. So it looks like a lot of updates there. Did you want to comment on any of those?
Yeah, I think, obviously, Choina, thank you so much for the update. Very tied into the community. I know they're also tied into the cause community, so I do appreciate that. I love the fact that this whole space is all about just the people right, and the people in your community and the people you're chatting with on a daily basis. We've got people in chat this week, Bruce the Goose, my buddy WG, Choina, that they come from totally different worlds, but just because they happen to know someone. And I think that's amazing that you can build these communities and everyone has something to contribute to that. So thank you so much, guys, for the updates. I really appreciate it. We'll keep on that. If I get to open a pack before we hop off in 15 minutes, then I'll try. But
yeah, Ronan's going to continuously be clicking off on his second screen there, trying to get that pack. One of the real quick, because we had a couple more comments. One of the really cool things about Layer 1 and NFTLive and all of the different content that we have going on this channel is that we're not blockchain specific. We're not tied into one blockchain. Obviously, you've already heard about 4 separate blockchain projects that have been listed on this or been talked about on this channel. So we have some people in the chat asking about where they're just getting into NFTs, and we have it go both ways, right? In the Lads chat, if you guys go to the description, you can join the Lads community by getting into that Lads Telegram. It goes both ways in the chat and in super chat right now, where NFT guys are like, hey, what's going on with DeFi? Let me get involved with DeFi. And they start to get more involved there and on different chains and all this stuff. And the DeFi guys want to get involved in NFTs, and we should be able to do that. And that's the coolest thing about Layer 1, I think, so far, is that we have people ranging from across the industry where everyone can kind of source alpha, source information, and kind of bring it back and help out the community, man. That's been really cool to see. So let me touch on some of these comments really quick. Will's saying that he has no wax or Rari. It looks like Brandon saying the NFTs we've been covering so far have been on Wax and ETH. And Dborn's asking about getting into NFTs. So what blockchains are they on? ETH, Wax. So do you have any answers for the commenters out there that maybe are just getting into NFTs?
Yeah, I definitely think that you want to research Wax. You're going to want to research ETH. You're going to want to research Hive. Those are the ones that I think that have just the most throughput right next to Flow as well. So what Dapper Labs is doing with NBA Top Shot is obviously huge. Those collectibles are selling freaking like hotcakes. If you got in early on that, like congratulations. That's another one I wasn't sure about, and I passed up, and I shouldn't have. So yeah, I think that that's where you want to look. You want to look into those things, and then you just want to like take in as much content as you can. There are plenty of us in the content NFT space that are producing content on a daily basis that you can go out and you can learn by just looking at someone's profile, go through their timeline. I definitely think the community is based on Twitter, and then from there you'll branch out to Telegram or Discord, depending on the project. And just do your research. I think that that's the best, advice you can get in anything that has to do with the blockchain. Just do your research, spend a little time before you spend a little money.
Amazing. All right, before we move on, I got a couple things. Steph Bison, he's in the chat from EOS Nation, so I want to give a friend or a shout out to my good friend Steph. Thanks for showing up, man, and we appreciate it. I think he dropped some info. Huobi has been the best for myself, so it looks like from moving from ETH to Wax, that is the best way to do so. So a couple comments on this before we officially move on to the next story. I like what they're doing. I like what Dark Country's doing. I have it up on my screen here, going multi-chain. I think that's one of the first that we've seen from Wax. It looks like, based on this image here, they have Ethereum, they have Tron, Wax, and EOS, and they're looking to kind of bring their assets to those communities in general. So that's one of the coolest things. I think Wax, specifically with all these collectibles up to this point, has only kind of serviced Wax, and vice versa. Like there's a lot of NFTs out there, and they've not much been interoperable. So to see a team try to tackle that interoperability and serve all of these different blockchain is really, really, really cool. So just wanted to touch on that. And then this Olive Allen, good Lord, this Supreme Olive Allen is like literal fire. I know he's on fire, but that is one of the coolest pieces of art that I've seen on it. I've completely given up on trying to get a Nifty, by the way. I don't even, it's not happening for me.
No way, man. Goonies never say die, man. It'll happen. I'm all in on, I'm totally gonna be shooting for a Supreme if I get one. See, that's the problem that I have as a collector is there's that one thing that I want to keep, which is really good because it means 95% of the time I end up just selling whatever. You know what I mean? I don't keep too much. But the problem is that when I hit the one thing I want right off the bat. So if I hit a Supreme, I'm in trouble, man, because I don't think I'm going to want to sell it.
100%, man. That's Nifty's been killing it. It's sad to see that they had to cancel that one sale, but every single time I feel like it's a new amazing asset. And I feel like, going back to meme, if they can do that, if they can launch another wave of really cool assets and you continuously work on that, man, you'll get the same kind of traction as Nifty. I wonder if Nifty ever launches a token. Maybe Nifty can do this, right? They've got the clout in the community.
It makes so much sense. It just does. I really think that we're going to see it all over. It's going to pop up the retroactive. So the feeling that someone gets when they just log into something they do every day and all of a sudden there's money there is it's powerful, right? So it almost it's a way of creating a memory. So when you launch a product like this, you're literally creating something that people are never going to forget. You're not going to forget the day that you woke up and you checked and you had $1,200 for just doing what you do every day, right? So you're going to see it. It's going to happen. I do want to make sure, because I unfortunately this is on me. I forgot to check back in with the whale chat, but we have got almost 40 viewers in whale chat right now, because I just sat here and counted them. So that official total was 70, almost 5. So thank you guys so much for being here every week. Thank you guys to that community, man. We appreciate you so much, giving us so much content on a weekly basis. Choina, I actually shot you that in the YouTube chat. So if you want to grab that, that'd be great. Thank you so much. And thanks again, guys. We really appreciate you being here.
Yeah, let's touch on Whale Shark and the whale token here. I've got it pulled up. I'm going to look at the token price first because goddamn, they're absolutely killing it. I think one thing that you touched on early in the episode, God, it's at almost $10. A market cap of 40 million almost, guys. Good Lord. I know there's some token mechanics behind that when it comes to the vault and things like that, but still, good Lord. $9.53. That is by far. And I want to make this apparent because, again, we do have a LADS token. And I think they were first launched as personal tokens. Alex Masmej was one of the first to kind of launch, and he kind of sold shares of himself, which kind of fed the flywheel of these being called personal tokens, but really they are social tokens, right? Like really,
Yeah.
they specifically are social currency that a community can use together, and less of personal tokens. Certainly, there are some. I think Alex is a good example of that. I'm gonna find what Whale Shark posted the I think like 2 or 3 hours. I think it was yesterday about an estate in crypto voxels, but I just can't say enough about what Whale Shark's been able to do. They seem to be like, they need their own newsletter to keep up with everything that they're doing. Literally every day, it's a new
Absolutely.
thing, and it's
Absolutely.
unreal.
Absolutely. Yep, and
So,
it's so much fun to watch from like an outsider's like perspective. Like you're just getting into the space, and it's like, and especially someone like me who really like appreciates like a really solid community, right? These fucking guys are
mm-hmm,
awesome. Like they support each other. Like the artists, you know, who are releasing these really dope pieces of art strictly to Whale. Obviously, like they're part of the community. Like you're rubbing elbows with these guys every day, and I think that like the ability to like invest in a community and get monetary kickback for that is amazing. I really do. I mean, because happens anyways, right? Like this is what
mm-hmm,
happens in game communities every single day. People want to have a village of those that they can connect with, and when you connect over a similar hobby like this, like I mean, it just creates like those bonds. So it's awesome, man. It's awesome. It's really cool to see. I love what they're doing at Whale. I think like everyone who's got their social currency game going, like keep it up. Like you know what I mean. Like take notes. Like see how you can innovate on these ideas and switch it up and make it your own. But like get out there and do it, man. Because Whale's showing you like I mean, he's writing the script, right?
mm-hmm. I just realized I was showing them pictures of the Twitter page and his like I guess the pagoda that was
Hey.
put together by Voxel Architects. He kind
Mhm.
of threw that up on Twitter, but I just realized we can do it. We can actually just go
You can
in
go,
and kind
yeah,
of be
just
in
go
crypto
in, man.
voxels. So
Oh,
clearly
this is
really
awesome.
cool. They got the koi pond there, designed by Voxel Architects again. So really cool stuff. I'm not going to spend too much time in here, guys, but I just wanted to kind of give you a look inside Voxel Architects'
That's sick,
new
dude.
creation. Look at this stuff, man.
Check out the
I'm trying to make my
pond.
way up.
Now, if you guys want something to get hype about, Buffalo is I don't know. I'm not going to say too much, but Buffalo's got some stuff going on, man. That's gonna. He's got some plans long term that I think are be really really cool as far as the metaverse is concerned. So keep an eye on Buffalo. If you're not following him on Twitter, make sure at Crypto Buffalo you throw him a follow. We appreciate you guys. Whale community showing up strong in chat. Thank you guys for being here. Allegria, Weed Miner, Sandy Meows. This is cool.
100%,
We got to
man.
do this more. We got to hop in the metaverse more while we're riffing and chatting about it.
Yeah, really cool spot. I know it's tough probably just because I don't have like I need one of those good video graphics cards that are coming out. I know a new Nvidia
They
is coming
sold
out,
out in
so
15 seconds.
yeah, well, I'll just get the scraps from whatever anyone is throwing away then. So, guys, that's pretty much it for the whale portion of the talk. I know, Ronin, what's your hard stop here? I know we're sitting on almost, let me see, 49 minutes. So, what's your specific
We
hard
got
stop we got for you?
we got like 7-10 minutes. You know what I mean?
Set,
So we can kind of touch on these last things real fast.
Yeah, 100%, man. So again, shout out Whale community. I think we've done that enough.
Yep.
Again, we'll definitely with our lads token, hopefully be able to kind of collaborate a little bit with the Whale community and the Whale token. I know you guys have been doing some stuff with Alex there, so really cool. I think let's see. We've got a lot to touch on. I think we hit meme in the beginning, so we're not going to do that. Ghost token has gone live. That is another one that I'm invested in. I know some people in the chat have been talking about it, but Ghost is essentially going to be the governance token for Aavegotchi, which Aavegotchi is another kind of collaboration between DeFi and NFTs. So basically what you can do, they're kind of integrated into the lending platform that is Aave. And if you lend on Aave, you have the potential to now get NFTs. Almost in the reverse way that meme has, where you can kind of stake a token and get NFTs. You can do that here on the platform. There's a lot of interesting stuff that's going on. There are like one of the things I know early days in the project when I was looking at it, if you took your lend or if you took your kind of collateral out of the system and you burned your A tokens, the Aavegotchi actually died. And like
It dies. It dies.
Yeah.
100%.
So I
That's the
don't.
one thing that stuck with me. Yeah, so like it ends up burning the token. So yeah, like your Aavegotchi dies. So it's like that, and that's like their built-in incentive. That's how you get innovative, right? Like they took something somebody else did, right? Like you get an NFT for putting your money into it, right? But then it's like now it's something that you care about, right? And now
Mhm.
they've petified it, right? Like they've made it a like a digital pet, and now you've got your Aavegotchi. That I mean, you know, if you're an older kid like me, and you had
Mhm.
Tamagotchis when you were younger, you remember the awful feeling when you hit the button and you saw the death screen, right, of your Tamagotchi. I don't know if you
Yeah.
had
Yeah.
Tamagotchi.
No, I'm old enough.
Okay, yeah, but so you know what that feels like, and obviously if you're
Mhm.
playing in this stuff now, you don't want to see that, so you're probably going to stake your stuff for a decent amount of time, especially if you know you roll something really cool or you throw on a really cool wearable. Obviously they've got like consumables. I mean, it just it's a really cool take on the whole DeFi thing, and I think that this is awesome. It's so
Yeah.
cool to
Well,
see.
I've got the image pulled up here, and it looks like they're calling it an eco governance token. So basically, what you're going to be able to do with the Ghost token is buy different Aavegotchis, buy wearables for those Aavegotchis. It's basically going to be the lifeblood of that community. So I did buy in at 75 cents. So Aavegotchi team, get hot to work. It looks like it's at 58 cents right now. So guys, please help me out. Please help my bags. Please help my family
Have you
by getting.
staked?
I have not because I have not because I've been so involved. I know I got involved in meme. It's just been I got invested probably 2 days ago, so I haven't been able to get into the platform. Nor do I believe it's even live, Ronin. So right now they're
Oh,
still doing. Yeah, right now they're still doing their bonding curve and selling the actual Ghost tokens. I can pull that up here. So they have
okay.
their website there. Anyways, once that does go live, I'm sure they'll get more interest in the whole ecosystem as a whole. I did have one more thing, but let's get to some comments. It looks like Sandy is over here shouting out the whale community. He's saying, "This is great info, gentlemen. Whale Discord going nuts." So,
Yeah,
yeah,
they love that. That's awesome, man. They really like that you pulled up the location in Crypto Voxels. Some of them had not seen that yet, so that got a really good reaction from those guys.
100%, man. Well,
So
I
what else do we
didn't.
got?
Yeah, I had one more thing to talk about with Ghost, but it kind of slipped my mind. So there's not much. We have Grow Your Base that we can touch on, and then we can bring Buffalo in to talk about Vulcanverse a little bit more if he does have any more information. If not, that's fine too. And then we'll finish out here with GoPepe, which is basically going to be another sale here on Wax and another kind of collectible movement that's going on, collectible project. So well, let's do that.
Yeah. So the next thing, obviously, that we wanted to try to hit on was the Grow Your Base. So what they are doing over at Grow Your Base is, I think it's kind of a cool idea. They are essentially have created an NFT box. And what that NFT box is literally it's a monthly pass that you can buy, and in return for that investment, what you're going to see is not only are you going to see access to new and exclusive NFT collectibles and games, you're also going to receive multiple NFTs during that month. And then, obviously they claim a value that's higher than the investment that you're making.
Mm,
Personally, I think this is a really cool idea. I think, again, this is another way of saying, like, what can we do to bring more eyes onto NFTs and to this experience as a whole. So I think it's a great idea. What do you think about it? I kind of put it out to Twitter and I asked around, and it seemed overall people were really into it. I think one caveat was that I included in the poll was yes, but would you want to know more about pricing? And because I didn't really realize that like this is like a thing going on, so I was interested. And then the other one was yes, but I would like a more tailored experience, right? So one of the common feedback threads that I got was that people might rather spend that $25 or for the whale pass $200 a month on picking out art themselves.
mm,
So and I think that that might be like a personality type thing, right? Like that might be something where you just have to have the right type of personality to where you like surprises, and maybe also a little bit brand trust, right? So have trust that the brand is going to deliver NFTs that if you don't at least like, that are at least going to return your investment. So
So take
I
me
think it's
through.
really
So
cool.
take me through this a little bit. So I'm buying the starter pass, or Nifty Pass or Whale Pass, and I'm getting access to exclusive NFTs. Is that essentially the product there?
Yep, exactly. So like from what I understand, I'm just kind of reading on the surface. It seems like what they would do is they're, I assume, working out some stuff on the back end of things, and what they're doing is, maybe working out some artist drops or something for specifically
Hmm.
for their GYB. I do know that their overall business plan isn't this. Like, so they pivoted a little bit. They still do what they did originally, which is the starter pass. That starter pass basically allows you to get on their platform. You can watch some videos, and then in return for watching those videos and learning about those products that
Hmm.
those videos are going to be centered on, or tweeting or retweeting those types of engagements, you will be given GYB tokens, right? And then those tokens can then be turned in for exclusive NFTs that you can only kind of get through their marketplace, right? So it's kind of the same thing that they got going on over there. It's a little bit different. You don't have to necessarily stake anything. You just have to spend some time learning about these projects. And then you've got the paid variants, which is you actually pay and you are expected, from the way I'm reading it, to actually get NFTs probably airdrop to you, I would assume once or twice a month or something.
Interesting. And this GYB token is not tradable, like on a
No,
marketplace or anything like that. It's
I
like an
don't believe
in-platform
so.
currency.
Yeah, I haven't really done a lot of research, honestly. Like I signed up.
Hmm.
I found out about GYB when I first got into NFTs through the GPK thing, and then I actually did the blockchain heroes stuff to learn about blockchain heroes, and the Avistar stuff to learn about Avistars. And I
Hmm.
got some tokens. I used them to cash in on a free card, which was pretty cool. So. Yeah, so I'm not too familiar on that end of things, but I think that the package, the monthly box, essentially NFT box, if you will, is a really cool idea.
Yeah, man, I think this is definitely tailored towards maybe even the non-crypto user. I think they're basically doing it with fiat and being able to
Mhm.
not have that token have some type of value, so it like adds this whole other type of complexity. I think that they're definitely servicing and bringing people in that are maybe non-crypto users, which is essentially what we need, right? I know Jiho, who I always love his comments on Twitter, and we always kind of go back and forth a little bit, but he was kind of saying that NFTs are almost a user aggregation tool, or kind of sector for crypto in general. It kind of brings people that definitely have no idea what the hell is going on in DeFi into crypto, because there's no way the price of admission almost is too high to even start that game. So NFTs are definitely doing it, and I like what Grow Your Base is doing. 100%, man. Great info here, man.
Yep. I definitely think it's very cool. So I think that kind of gives us like a wrap up with this GoPepe. Do you want to touch on that one, or did you want like we can kind of just review? I can pull up the. I've got it up right, so we'll just go through it.
Yeah. Yeah. Ronan can touch on this if he's got more information, but there's definitely a burn mechanic here that's interesting. I think that hasn't been implemented on different whale, or I'm sorry, different wax collectible sales. So there's definitely a burn mechanic that's interesting. Obviously, I found it interesting when you were talking to me about this dark country that it didn't sell out in the way that they wanted it to, and I wonder, like on a macro level, if that means anything for wax sales in general. Was this just kind of blip in the bucket? Because we've seen for the most part all of the different sales on wax sell out, or at least have really high interest, and I wonder if that isn't a sign, or is that just kind of a blip on the radar for what's going on with these wax sales?
Okay, well, I'll touch on both of those points real fast. So, like, I
Okay.
think, like, with the dark country situation, I think they're the unfortunate uh, test group for a new type of release. So, what they had differently that other ones have not had before it was they actually had a pack limit on the accounts, right? So, you had a 30 pack limit of the two different types of packs that you could buy. So if you're a whale and you only have one account, and you're used to going in and buying 1,500 packs at once, you
Hmm.
can only buy 30. I don't know how many people knew that was going to be the case prior, who had maybe time to prepare for that. But what you saw was in the first minute, they sold 1.5 thousand. So like 1,500 packs went like that, right? But I think what happened is people started trying to open the packs and people started hitting their limit. And when both of those things happened, the pack sales just slowed down. I mean, they literally stopped for I think about 5 minutes where nobody bought anything because I think people were like, "What is going on?" So I think that those two issues unfortunately led to kind of a poor like launch right off the bat. But I just I don't want to say anything bad because I know it's not easy. You know what I mean? And it just step up the communication with the community. Do what you can to make things right, and just learn from it, and the next drop like make it better.
Awesome. All right. Well, we've got probably like 2 or 3 minutes left on the episode, guys. We appreciate everyone that's kind of filled in like throughout the entire episode. I mean, you guys are like following on Discord as well. This has been probably our best episode to date. So shout out to Ronin and Buffalo for making this a really good episode, as well as your guys' comments. So I did want to point out the countdown. So this is in 6 days. Or 7 days actually. I've got that timer pulled up on my screen. It looks like Pepe's taking advantage of different just celebrities in general. So all of these different Pepes are going to be based on real life figures, although they'll say something different. But you see Trump, you see Kim Jong, you see Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and they'll all have different rarities. And there's a burn mechanic where you can kind of put them together. So you would be able to burn 5 and create a higher rarity. But I'll let you take it away, and then we'll end the episode.
Yeah, it's like an upgrade mechanic, and I think that's really cool. Like, I think that this is where, if you're not going to have utility, straight utility, like ported into another experience or a larger experience, this is how you are going to get people's attention. Like, this is the first card collectible on Wax that I've seen launch with the explicit point of letting people know, like, our intent is to put product out here so then you can burn it, you can upgrade it, you can you'll have different rarities, and then they're going to gamify it by using that burn mechanic. So there's lots of cool stuff coming in all of these projects. I know that the Blockchain Heroes guys kind of started the burn mechanic thing, and I think that's excellent. I actually put it out there a couple weeks before they launched that. I think somebody should be taking advantage of that, and that's kind of how you ignite the secondary market, right? Like, and that's what I think they're doing smart over there at Blockchain Heroes, and hopefully GoPepe is taking those notes, and I think they're launching with the explicit idea of taking advantage of that mechanic and gamifying it and giving you kind of a cool experience through that. So, but with that, thank you guys so much for dropping in. I really appreciate you guys being here. Obviously, Q, and Buffalo were awesome today. The whale community, thank you guys for being there. You guys pushed our all-time high numbers through the roof for a regular episode, so thank you for that. We had some awesome tips come in, so thank you for that as well. And yeah, man, you guys are awesome. We're building a fucking awesome community, dude.
Amazing, man. And I'm going to look at our YouTube dashboard here and see exactly what we've got as far as live concurrent. But yeah, again, this has been our best episode by far. So we appreciate everybody that's contributed. Certainly we might even go live for this Pepe sale. What do you think?
Yeah. Does it say a time? What's the time?
Yeah. So it's in 6 hours, 6 days, 23 hours. So essentially 7 days from now, almost at this time specifically.
Yeah, dude. I guess it's like a 1 o'clock drop, so why not, right?
Yeah,
let's see
100%,
get in on some Pepe and see what happens.
All right, awesome, man. Well, let's bring Buffalo back in here to say his goodbyes as well. But this has been awesome. We'll do this Pepe drop next week, but we're going to continuously bring you the best NFT information, the best damn NFT show in crypto by far. We're at the tippity top, and we're only halfway up. But Buffalo, what's going on?
Oh man, that was a good show, you guys. I think one thing I want to remind everybody is we do have a Twitter now at NFTLive that you all should check out and make sure to comment on there as well. We're going to be building that up. Ronin's got the reins on that, and he's going to hit you guys up with any questions. That's going to be growing every day. We're going to be putting a lot more time into it, and we will start streaming to Twitter soon as well, along with Twitch. Awesome. I know, man. Hell of a show, you guys. This was a great one. Keep the comments coming, guys. Appreciate the donations. And yeah, man, again, a great show. I'm loving it.
Awesome, guys. Well, that's going to be it from us. We'll see you guys on NFTLive next week when we go live for this Pepe sale. Otherwise, thank you so much.
Take it easy, guys.